Now, you said your mother was still alive?
Yeah.
How old is she now, 100 years old?
100.
Phew, she's seen some stuff, hasn't she?
Yeah.
What year was she born?
1924.
Oh, this year. Phew. 19.
She turned 100 in January.
Wow. Mm.
Yeah, she's seen some stuff. She's got some interesting stories. She when she was 18, 19, I guess, World War II broke out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she was living in Hamburg. She wanted to do something for the war, and she heard that there was a airplane manufacturer in St. Louis, and that there was some work up there. They were building airplanes. So she talked either two or three, I think it was two other girls. And I think one of them lived over in the Delta. I don't know whether the other one may have lived in Hamburg too. But anyway, mother and one of them, I think, caught a bus from Hamburg to Montrose. And the other girl met them at Montrose. And they got on the train in Montrose and rode all night to St. Louis.
Mm.
And they got up there that morning. They went to the YWCA, and they were able to get a bath. And at first, I'll take it back, they went to a hotel. And mother talked to the guy into renting them a room real cheap just so they could take a bath.
Yeah.
And then they went to the YWCA, which they could have done it for free if they'd thought about it, And they got them rooms. Well, and they went to this place. It's a machine shop that was making parts for airplanes. Mm-hmm. And they all got jobs at deburring department, where once they make the part, then they had to take the emery cloth and the fine stuff and take all the little edges off of it, hand job, kind of. Mm-hmm. Well, about 6 weeks later, they put mother running a turret lathe. Mm. And so she did that, and then she still wanted to do more. So she went to the Marine recruiter. She was going to join the Marines. Well, they wouldn't take her because she's colorblind, which is very unusual for a woman. A woman transfers she carries the gene, but very few women are colorblind. Mm-hmm. But anyway, well, in the building, there was just a divider between the Marines and the Navy. So she goes over to the Navy guy, and they took her. And she wound up, most of her time was spent up in New York City, some in Washington, D.C. She went up there and went to boot camp and met some ladies, and they became lifelong friends. And anyway, she worked in the post office up there, the military deal. And she said she kind of always thought that, well, she wasn't doing very much, just working in the post office, and there's guys over there fighting, and stuff. And then she thought about it. Well, her job was pretty important because nothing helped those guys more that were overseas than getting a letter from home.
Bet you.
And she was responsible for making that letter get there. Mm. And it was high clearance job too, because she knew where the ships were going to be before the guys on the ship knew where they were going to be, because she had to have the mail there when they got there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so she worked there, and and she took advantage of it a lot. She went one New Year's Eve. She went to Times Square and watched the ball drop, and she and her friends saw numerous plays on Broadway while they were there. And then she spent a little bit of time working in Washington and D.C., but most of it was in New York. Anyway, and then
what was her name?
Cora May Summers. She was a Jones.
Cora May Jones at the time, huh? In the 40s, or mid 40s.
Yeah, she got.
That's pretty crazy.
She went in 44 and got discharged in 46, and then she came back home, and she wound up. She and Daddy got married, and I was born. Then 10 months after they got married, and